All right. So this is um I had uploaded or tried to earlier a video that was just taking way too long on my phone, and now I'm having an opportunity to redeem myself from that video. So I actually deleted that earlier video um and to give my phone some time to actually cool down because it's being overworked. I was watching a video earlier from Alex Morton, which was called Millionaire Mentality. The video he was giving, one, he was doing a Facebook Live, and this was back in 2016. He was doing or giving pretty much 10 secrets, 10 principles, tips to um, earning millions. This is someone who had earned millions of dollars, earned, not make, earn. Um, Money is already being made. So we're not making money. That's actually illegal. But earning millions of dollars. Um, with earning millions of dollars, you really have to be in a mindset um, to do this because everything that you attract is what you get. You have to be whatever it is that you really care to have. You have to be that first. And it starts in the what they call the mental plane. I've been learning about earning millions of dollars. I've been learning so much about millionaires over the years. My goal is to actually apply what it is that I have been learning. What I've learned in the last 5 years, because I've been studying millionaires, and this is something that has been like a goal of mine to actually earn millions of dollars. Like to really, it's not even just to earn millions of dollars, it's really to know how to do it over and over and over again. Um, and also teach this to individuals that actually care to live a certain type of lifestyle. It takes a mindset, like really having a mindset to actually earn millions of dollars. It takes skill sets to earn millions of dollars. It takes having a vision. What got me on this particular path of learning from millionaires and studying them was that as a child I've always had cared to be able to honestly to do whatever it is I genuinely wanted to do, to live, in homes that had multiple rooms, and to have my parents at home and not like really working all the time, to actually for them to learn from me and me to learn from them, honestly. I was tired of the school system. I had genuinely cared to be homeschooled as much as I didn't like being at home. I really had wanted to be homeschooled because I didn't feel like I was really learning anything that can actually help me to earn millions of dollars and to live a certain type of lifestyle. But the only purpose of me going to school was because I didn't really care about being at home, because I was one of those children that was being overprotected, and I was also alone. Um, Not all the time, but a good deal of the time, I felt by myself. I felt like I was by myself, and I ended up being like my own best friend. And I had cared to see my mother, to be at home teaching me. She didn't have to go to work to earn money to pay for bills, to make sure that I had clothes on my back, shoes on my feet, food in my stomach, and a roof over my head. um, I wanted to figure that out so that I could have her be at home teaching me how to, honestly, to operate in this here world. This was an entirely different uh, space to be in on planet Earth. So I really, really, really wanted to learn how to maneuver in this place. And I just felt like the school was teaching me just math, science, English, history, and I had such a tough time in school. A lot of people don't know that I had a tough time in school. Most people think that I was just this, like this, just this A student, and just was just so freaking smart. And I was like, nah, I was not the smartest one. Like, what I learned a long time ago was the ones that were making D's and F's and C's were actually the ones that were like that they had it, because those were the ones that were actually passing the test with flying colors. They were just bored. They were bored. For me though, I had to work. I had to do the homework. I had to do the classwork in order for my grades to even be up there, because my test scores were crap. Unless, we had a cheat sheet, which was sometimes one page, and you write as many notes as you could on there, to get on that one piece of paper. And those were the best classes for me. And I promise I write small as heck as many answers as I possibly could to be able to utilize that cheat sheet, in school. I had cared to live a certain type of lifestyle. I had no idea, um, like words like being a millionaire, or even wealth. Or riches, really. I lived. I'm not gonna say I was a millionaire or my family were millionaires, but we've lived a certain type of lifestyle that I was like, wow, this actually is pretty cool. I think we went to a restaurant that was where we went to a restaurant for events like Mother's Day, Father's Day, celebration of some sort, where it was like on a beachfront, on a pier or something. Maybe not a pier, but it was it was expensive pretty much to eat there, and I love that. My mother worked for Disney, and we went to Disneyland quite often because she had Disneyland, like, she had discounts for Disneyland, so we were able to go and experience Disneyland. Almost lived at Disneyland, but we were there for many of years. As she worked there, I think she worked there for 10 years, so it's 10 years of discounts. Um, Also, just being able to grow up in a two-story house. My grandmother and my grandpa, um, they lived in a two-story house, and I was able to be there for 7 years of the first 7 years of my existence before my grandpa passed away. Um, I was able to do a number of things that I was just like, whoa, this is like really cool. And then once it stopped, I was like, what's going on? Like even family gatherings, like they would happen at my grandmother and grandpa's house. And like Thanksgiving was the biggest one. So I had cousins to play with, I had my uncles and aunts, great aunts, my mother, my parents, my sibling. And they eventually stopped, you know. And eventually my grandmother got, remarried, got with somebody who had a house, would still have those, like those times again in like, you know, later years in middle and high school. Eventually they stopped. Um, so I've had some spurts, of riches, the time that my biological father, he wasn't doing his thing with paying child support, I ended up getting a good deal of money as a teenager. So I was able to see thousands of dollars before. I think my mother she gave me the money in spurts. Like I feel like a good majority of the money definitely came to me. Um, so like by 11th grade, beginning of 11th grade, um, I was able to see maybe roughly $2,000. And, to have that much money in my possession, it was just like, oh, okay, wow. I was balling, you know. In middle school, I had you could say a job in middle school. Was like 12 or 13 years old. And I was able to save money to buy my friends Christmas gifts and stuff. So I knew how to save money. I knew how to hold on to it. I knew how to. I wasn't investing it in the best of way, but I knew how to like put the money to the side and actually spend it, where I wanted to spend it at. So money came to me, you know. I felt like I was a money magnet, like, really, like, seriously a money magnet. And for some time I felt like my family was rich, but we weren't necessarily rich with money, with having money, but rich in spirit, rich in, um like the mindset. Like, we lived in houses and apartments that were like in like really good areas, um or we lived in a house in the hood that's not necessarily the best, and even in an apartment, that was on the same lot as the house, in not the best area, probably the worst area that I could like actually think of. One of the other areas I wasn't too privy to necessarily understanding what was going on was like in my earlier years, like between 1 and 4 or 5. But I think that area too was not necessarily the best living space. Um, but both of these places that I'm talking about, this was gun violence and gang violence, really gang violence. Um, but like I said, we've had those spurts of like what felt like riches, and I was like, it just stuck with me. It really stuck with me. And also just being with other individuals who were, living a certain type of lifestyle, where money was not a problem. So having that in my world, I had always cared to like live wealthy. I've always cared to live in riches. So I grew up really wanting to earn like a lot of money, to earn it. I just didn't know how until being told in high school, like, you know, you need to go to college to get a degree, to get a high paying job so that you could buy a house and buy a car, have a family, and, that's how you will enjoy life. So I was like, oh, okay, that's how I'll become rich. Not the case. Not the case at all. And I did that. I did. I went to school, went to college, did not get the high paying job because I stopped at college. I was just like, and this is kind of where I stopped. The reason why And I mean, I went to college. I went to school for 7 years. Went to 5 different schools and did this for 7 years with only 1.5 year of a break off. And I don't mean 1.5 consecutive years. I mean, here and there was taking breaks. Like one time I took 6 months off of school. Another time I took maybe a summer off or a winter off, a summer or a spring off, but or like a month off, depending on where I was. But I never took a whole year and a half off. When I look back, I added all of these up. So my goal was to really to earn riches, millions and millions of dollars, and to find that out. So what I meant by when I stopped at school, at college, and didn't do the whole going to college, getting a high paying job, buy a house, buy a car, have a family. I mean, I stopped at college, meaning that one time I was going to a meeting so that I could walk the stage at my job that I had on campus. And at this meeting, it was my first and last time going to that meeting. At the meeting, I saw an individual. I was listening, I just saw him, but I was listening to this individual who said that he was a self-made multimillionaire. That was the first time I've ever heard those words put together, self-made multimillionaire. And he was darker than me, skin complexion. I didn't know too many people that looked like me that was a millionaire. Didn't get those type of, I didn't get that in school. I didn't get that in school. So for me to actually hear that, I was like, yo, I need to make sure that I don't leave until he finished talking. And then I made it my business to get back into his presence again because he uh, came back on campus and only 8 of us showed up to listen to this man speak. Which I was like, yo, that's great because it gave us an opportunity to ask him questions. I don't remember his name. I just remember the impact that he left on me. The day that I received my college diploma was the day that I started studying millionaires. That's why I didn't go past. I just did not go past, the whole college thing. I use this quite often because it was really something that was packaged to me and given to me in such a way that I'm just like, okay. So I started to study people, and I've been doing this for about 5 years now. Now it's just the time for me to apply what it is I've been learning and what I've been studying. And what I have studied was these individuals' livelihoods, why they wanted to earn millions of dollars themselves, what like the driving force for each of these individuals. And it's been about probably like 10 millionaires that I've like actually took the time to like listen to videos, multiple of them, to finally get a number of stories out of them that they had shared at some point in time. Videos of them just talking to the camera or interviews that they've had where they don't always talk the same thing in these different interviews. Interviews are different because you got different people asking different questions and you're going to get different answers. Sometimes you're going to get some of the same answers depending on if it's the same question that the last interviewer had asked. So I had started to pay attention to these individuals, and a lot of them have been through some trauma. A lot of them have been through poverty. A number of them just was like, I'm just tired of the way my life is looking right now. I got to do something about it. So I just know that this is for me. I know that I'm actually creating this opportunity for myself to earn millions of dollars. And my goal is to actually earn some by the end of this year. I'm learning, I've been learning like who their mentors were, who their role models were. I've also paid attention to them. I also looked them up. Anytime that I heard any of these millionaires talk about anybody that they've looked up to, anybody that they've studied, that they've listened to, those are also the individuals that I go listen to. This is how serious I've been. A number of these millionaires that I have been looking up, I actually took some of their courses. Me and my fiance have actually invested in a number of their courses and have learned a good deal of things. So now I'm just like, I got to put this stuff to use. I have to put this to use. So right now I'm in the process of creating this opportunity for myself. And I'm looking forward to actually earning millions of dollars because I still care to retire my mother. I care to take care of my grandmother. She's in her 80s, and my goal is to make sure that that whatever it is that she's struggling with, financially, that I can actually assist her with that, and that she doesn't have to worry about that anymore. The same thing with my aunt. All three of these women took very good care of me in their households. They definitely made sure that I was fed. They made sure I was clothed. They made sure that I had a roof over my head. So I just want to make sure that they don't have to worry about not another check. If they choose not to go to work, that they can do that. But if they choose to go to work, that's something they do and that they can do just because they want to do it. Like that's where I am. And then on top of that, I care to my goals for this before this year ends, before next month, or actually before the end of next month, my goal is to write four different checks. Two $11,900 checks, one $4,000 check, and one $5,000 checks. These are the four different checks. I have these checks literally actually written out. I had a checkbook. I was sent the wrong checkbook. It wasn't what I wanted. So I'm actually waiting on a new shipment to come in from my checkbook. But the checks that I did receive, I actually wrote out what it is that I wanted to put on the checks that I plan on writing and sending it. Not even sending it, I plan on handing it over. I plan on handing over these checks to the individuals that I'm writing them for. And I want to make sure that I have it recorded so that and putting this on YouTube so that I can remind myself sometime later that I actually made this happen. Regardless of who watches it or if nobody watches it, at some point I'm going to look at it and be like, I recorded that and I said I was going to do that and I did it. So this is my goal right now, is to make sure that I make this happen. It is July 25th. It's 1:04 right now on a Sunday of 2021. My goal is to be able to write these checks and actually have the money for the checks in my bank account. The money, the digits, I just want to make sure that it is available for these individuals to write these, to cash these checks, and what I put on those checks, the piece of paper, that the amount is in the account. The amount is in the account when they cash it. And it will be. And this is next month. Next month. These 4 checks I'm going to be able to hand over. For sure for 3. And then the 4th one, me and my fiance will hand over. $11,900, $11,900, $5,000, and $4,000. Next month, they all add up to, what is that? $32,900. That's what I plan. I plan on having more than that for sure, but I have it in my mind to set that aside specifically for these 4 parties. One, the $4,000 is going to a couple, a married couple. The $5,000 is going to a relative of mine. The 2 $11,900 checks are going to a married couple, but they need their own. They need their own. They need their own. They need their own checks. They need their own $11,900. I'm making this happen. This is happening. And by the end of this year, December 21st, 2021, I will have reached earning over $1 million. I'm learning skill sets now. There was a skill set that I had wanted to learn by this time or be in the course of by this time, but when it came to like actually having the funds for it, it was challenging to attain it. But it's okay because I'm actually going to make it happen. I'm making it happen right now. And yeah, I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out there. So watch me. Watch me. Watch me make it happen. Great things are happening and I am creating them. And I'm so super excited that I'm making these things happen for myself. I wanted to record this so that I can have something to look back on. I might not put this on Facebook. I might just have people just be like, okay, Alex, all right, you said that's what you're gonna do. Okay, cool. It's about to be 30 minutes. I'm not sure if people are gonna actually watch this whole thing, which is cool if they don't. Cool if they do. But this isn't for anybody necessarily. But I am, anybody that actually does watch this, those individuals can hold me accountable. And I'm looking for accountability. That's my goal. I'm making sure that I get this party started. And I'm super stoked about it. And I'm going to make sure that I actually achieve this goal before this year ends. So it's happening. I got it. I know what I need to do. Like I said, I've been studying millionaires for 5 years. And I'm thankful that I have had this type of opportunity to create this for myself. It's just time to put in the work. And I've been working on myself, on my mindset. Now it's time for me to actually go out and create relationships, build relationships, connect with people, get my emotions stable and right, and all things are working for my good. I got it. And I am creating this for myself. Millions of dollars, I'm attracting it. Have to be it, to have it, to do it.